I know she wants attention, but at the same time, she's distracting, ain't you? That's right, you are distracting. You are distracting. Yes, you are. What? Come on, up. Gonna come up? No? If there's ever one sponsorship I would ever like to get, it's from these fuckers.
Milos?
These people make the best goddamn lemonade on the face of the earth.
Green 18! Green 18!
Fournette, the running back. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Brady to throw. Throws a deep pass downfield. And Scotty Miller in the open. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
Rodgers fires quickly. End zone is caught for the touchdown by Alan Lazard. First and goal for the 5. Brady. Evans. Did he catch it? Yes, sir. Touchdown. Rodgers spins to his left. Comes underneath, and the pass is incomplete, out of bounds. Now they say complete. 3rd and 1. Rodgers play action. Look to the end zone. Rainbow Jordy Nelson. He's got it. Touchdown.
Mahomes looking under pressure. Throws the ball upfield. It is knocked away at the 50-yard line. Intercepted. Picked off a deflection.
Alright, but enough about our
Well, anyway.
enough about our bullshit with our past lives as
Enough about
terrible
us being
football players.
losers.
What is up, guys? I am back, and welcome to episode 32 of Battle for the Bay podcast. Battle for the Bay podcast. With me, as always, it is Draz.
How's it going? Howdy doody.
So, we did not do an episode last week because, well, real life things happened.
Yeah,
Good real life
a lot
things
of real life
happened.
things.
I'll say, that man over there, to my direct, what direction is it on the thing?
That direction?
It'd be to my right. The man to the right of me, he has a steady work schedule now.
Yeah, your boy got a full-time job finally.
Yep.
Only took 6 months.
Don't worry, it's going to take me forever just to find something part-time so I can pay off my internet while I'm at home. But
You always work at a casino.
you know the funny thing, when I looked on Indeed earlier, that actually was one of the offerings, like being a cage cashier at the casino in town. But no, I don't trust myself with money. Anyways, but we're here this week. We had quite a few things happen the past couple. NBA stuff, MLB, but the biggest thing that happened this week was the schedule release that happened yesterday for the NFL, and
Which means we can start record predicting.
and basically Tampa Bay's record prediction video was just John Gruden soapboxing for 10 minutes, pulling shit out of a box. What'd y'all do for your schedule release?
I don't even know, to be honest. I didn't even look. I was at work, and then I was playing Skyrim. So, work and Skyrim were more important than watching the schedule release.
That's fair enough. All right.
He's in playoff predictors.
There's playoff predictors. God
Last time this
damn
didn't
it.
fucking work for me. Let's hope it saves it this time.
But we're going to be doing this division by division over the past 8 weeks. I want to say, Draz.
Yeah, for the next 7 to 8 weeks, whichever.
Yeah, start counting this week, of course. But we're going to be doing this division by division. We're going to be doing North, South, East, West, and then we're starting with the AFC North, and then we'll end with the NFC West. So at the end of this, and then after that, if we feel like it, we will do playoff predictions. But we're assuming that no other major transactions are happening. There is going to be no big trade except maybe. Well, I heard Trey Hendrickson hates things right now, which is ironic because the first team's the Bengals, but I think he's going to be sticking around.
I think he's gone. I think Trey Hendrickson's gone. I think he's going to Detroit.
You know how much I would love that?
Joy editing this is like hell yes, please. But they need they need someone near Hutch, and to wait. They're trying to wait for Hutch to come back healthy. It's going to take him a couple weeks to get back to game speed. Hendrickson would make sense if you're trying to get your Super Bowl window.
If the Lions did make it to the Super Bowl, I think he actually would have played in it. Like there was no
he would
way
have tried.
There was no way he was going to not do it. Even for like a snap, he was going to try it.
But if they get him, or I also could see the Bears with their extra capital and stuff like that. The Bears might would trade for him. I don't think it would do much, but they also in the past they traded for Khalil Mack. So
yeah, they went 12-4 and then proceeded to fall off a cliff.
I still won't forget the Packers refused to match the deal that the Bears were going to do for Khalil Mack, and we almost had him. And so the Bears got him, and in the first time he was there, he sacked Aaron Rodgers like 3 times and had a fumble return for a touchdown and an interception or something. I can't remember his stats. I was like, this is why Green Bay can never have nice things. We never trade.
Yeah, if you're talking about like trade regrets of something you never do, you wish you would have done. I wanted the Bucks. Like at the time we had Donovan Smith, who was still a penalty machine. At that same time, guess who wanted out of Washington because his stuff was mishandled so horribly?
Who?
Trent Williams. He wanted out. He wanted to be traded, but the Bucks did nothing. They sat there with their thumb up their ass and then thought Donovan Smith was the key piece they needed. And that didn't go and bite us in the ass after the Super Bowl, did it?
Hell, I was thinking that you guys or the Lions last year would trade for someone like Crosby.
Oh, I would have loved Max Crosby, but no. Jason Light apparently likes. Well, draft and develop is a great process, but if your guys are not developing, then there's a problem.
We'll see how they do with Geno Smith at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but
all right, Bengals week 1.
We're starting with the AFC North, and we got the Bengals week 1. So
going alphabetical too. So
alphabete.
El alphabet, por favor. I don't know.
Okay, so first things first. Bengals, I believe they tried to address everything defense they could have in the draft. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, but it's going to be rough still. Especially for the first few weeks.
Right, because they always like to start off with like a 3-game skid.
Yep. So are we going to go super... are we going to go into how and why we are choosing them, or are we just going to go through them and then at the end kind of explain why we're feeling the way we are? Because last time
we'll do the how and why game by game. That doesn't seem like a problem to me.
Okay. All right.
But we all know the Bengals. They always start at least 1-4 the first few weeks. So out of all these games here, which were they most likely to win?
I'm thinking they win week 1 against the Browns, because the Browns, their quarterback room is insanity.
It's not even insanity. It's like it's not even insanity. It's like you got a 5'10" Dylan Gabriel. You got overhyped Colorado. You got old man Flacco and Kenny Pickett, and also Deshaun Cosby. Yeah.
And it's like I think Kenny Pickett's going to be the starter at the beginning of the season, and so it's like, do you think Kenny Pickett can go to at home and beat the offense the Bengals have? I don't care how bad the defense is.
This is at the Browns, I think.
It's at the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even at home, I don't think that Kenny Pickett can win.
That's fair enough.
So, do you have any other reasoning for week 1? Do you agree or do you disagree?
I can't disagree because like the Browns are in shambles right now. Then again, when are they not? So, but per Bengal tradition, they're going to drop their next 3.
I actually think that it's going to be worse than that for them.
You think? Because they do get the line, so it'll be the next 4.
They're going to drop the next 5.
Oh shit!
They are going to lose to Jacksonville at home, lose to the Vikings, with JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy, I like. The
Gonna
Broncos
lose to the Broncos.
The Broncos are going to win by the power of friendship. That's what's going to happen.
And then the Lions and Green Bay. The Green Bay has always handled the Bengals
Yeah, and the Lions are just
in the
angry.
past.
The Lions are
And
just
the Lions
are just pissed.
They're the Lions. I could move to be super generous. I'm gonna move the Bengals winning against the Vikings.
I'll do it over the Broncos. So still 2-5.
But I'm literally being generous there.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna be generous. I'm gonna be stingy. I don't believe in the Bengals this year, and I'll let my record show that. But they always pick it up in the second half of the season, so.
I know. That's why they're going to have 3 straight wins. Steelers, Jets, Bears.
I'm going to have them go 2-1 in the next 3 weeks. I'm going to have them lose to the Steelers, so they're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game skid. Or 6 game skid? Yeah, 6 games skid.
Mm-hmm.
Go 3-6 and beat the Jets and beat the Bears. Now, Jets are bad.
They got Justin
Bears
Fields as their
are-
quarterback. Has nobody ever learned that trusting Justin Fields is a bad thing?
Yeah, instead of running it back with Aaron Rodgers, they got Justin Fields. I don't. Just don't. We're not even going to go down that road again.
All right.
We're not even going to go down that road again.
Week 11, Steelers get revenge. Week 12, they actually beat the Patriots, which is something they could not do last year for whatever reason.
I'm going to have the Bengals win against the Steelers.
Okay.
Have them trade, go 1-1 against each other. And then I'm going to have the Bengals beat the Patriots as well, just like you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked at the next 3 games. It's Ravens, Bills, Ravens.
All right, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Lose to the Ravens, lose to the Bills, win against the Ravens.
I'm gonna have them do the same thing, actually.
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. And right now, they're 7-7 and just barely holding on. They're in a situation, I'm assuming they're barely holding on to a playoff spot.
Yeah, so I'm going to have them win out. They're going to win 4 straight because they are trying to make a playoff push.
I know, but here's the thing. Miami, that's at home. They got an advantage. Cardinals, I'm believable in the Cardinals, but they will also win against the Browns. And they'll finish their season 8-9 for me.
I'm going to have them finish 9-8. So we don't know if that'll be good enough for...
Yeah, on my end, it won't be good enough.
9-8 is very fair, Bengals fans.
I would say it's fair, but at the same time, it's like, okay, but we saw them try and make that playoff push last year, and I think they would have taken a pound of flesh in the playoffs if they made it.
With the way the offense was, yeah. But the defense, I have no idea what to expect from them this year.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The Brownies.
Cleveland.
The Brownies.
All right, so we're going to have the Bengals. I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off, and I'm going to have them start 1-5.
Yeah, there's no way. Like, Bengals lose.
I mean,
they lose against the Bengals, they lose against the Ravens, they lose against the Packers, they lose against the Browns, and they lose against the Vikings. Hell, I might even give them 0-6 to start the season. Or 0.
I'm going to give them 1-5. They're going to upset McCarthy.
Oh, yeah, the Kenny Pickett revenge game.
And do defense. Oh, Kenny Pickett revenge game. Kenny Pickett's going to get murdered by TJ Watt.
All right, but I'll agree with that. 1-5 to start the season. All right.
Then I'm going to give them a 2-game win streak. They're going to beat the Dolphins and upset them.
No, I got the Dolphins winning that. I can't do it. I like shitting on the Dolphins, but I can't do it against the Browns.
Tua is going to get sacked by Myles Garrett and get a concussion again.
I'll say they win against the Patriots. I'll say that, and I'll say that they'll also win against the Jets. But
I'm gonna have the Jets win. Actually, no, I'm gonna have the Patriots win because the Patriots got to get some, and the Broncos are not Broncos. The Browns are. Ugh.
The Browns.
Their offense. I trust their defense. I mean, I trust their defense, but I don't trust their offense. But I don't trust the Jets' offense either. So defense versus defense, the Browns' defense is better. So I choose Browns for that one. Then they drop another game to the Ravens.
That tracks. I'd agree.
And then I'm gonna have them beat. I'm gonna have them lose to the Raiders and Geno Smith.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to have San Fran win.
Tennessee, I don't think they'll win. Cam Ward's still
I'm
going to
going to
have
have Tennessee win. I'm gonna have Tennessee win. It's if Cam Ward has a bad season, I don't really care. But I think Week 14, Cam Ward's gonna have a good game.
All right. Now
Call me crazy.
They win against the Bears.
I actually disagree. I'm gonna have them beat. I'm gonna have the Bears beat the Browns.
They lose against the Bills, and I will say that the Steelers will sweep them, or not the Steelers will sweep them, but the Steelers will get a game back, and thus the Browns will go 5-12 on my end.
I have them going 3-14, bro.
Oh no!
0-6 in the division, dude.
Jesus.
I'm expecting some bad juju.
All right, so that's the Bengals, that's the Browns. Next, we got the Ravens.
The Ravens. Well, they're already 3-1 for me because they.
I don't think
I
they
had
get
them beating
revenge.
the Browns twice.
I don't think they get revenge against the Bills out the gate. Week 1 losses
No,
are
I
kind of
think
their
the Bills
thing.
are pissed.
Week 1 losses are kind of the Ravens thing, anyways.
Ooh, their starting schedule is grimy.
I know.
Holy.
Hold on.
They're going to be in a buzzsaw in the beginning of this season. Week 5, they're going to be torn up.
I don't know about that one. But
Bills, Lions, Chiefs, Texans,
but
Rams.
They lose against the Bills. They lose against the Bills one at a time. They lose against the Bills, win against the Browns. Lions win. I'll say they beat the Chiefs because I don't want the Chiefs to do anything, and they'll also beat Houston.
Yeah. I'll have them beat Houston. I'm going to have them lose to LA.
Why do I see that happening?
You see what I'm saying? Matt Stafford walks in there and steals one.
Again, I see it happening. Like, it's such a Baltimore thing to do. They always drop like one weird game. Last year against the Raiders.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There you go.
All right, they win against the Bears. They win against Miami.
The Bears.
I'm going to say they drop another weird game and lose to the Vikings.
Why does that make so much fucking sense to me?
They win against the Jets.
I'm gonna 3 away games in a row. I'm gonna have the Vikings win too. The Vikings win too.
Mm-hmm.
From a 3 weeks in a row on the road, that makes sense to me.
And now that Mike Tomlin's special. He's swept the Ravens for the past 3 years, I think. Or if not, he's like 5-1 against them.
I'm gonna have the Steelers win this one.
Mm-hmm. All right, they win against the Patriots. They'll win against Green Bay, and the Mike Tomlin sweep is complete. Like, for whatever reason, the Baltimore Ravens just can't do it against the Steelers. I don't understand why they can't.
I think Baltimore will beat Green Bay. You know what? I'll have this. I'll agree with you. Have the Steelers sweep them. 10-7 is my record.
That is 10-7, and the Pittsburgh Steelers right now are 4-2, but I don't think they'll last long.
They're 5-1 for me.
But week 1, I'll have them losing to the Jets because Aaron Rodgers is still not done anything yet, as far as saying, "Hey, I'm going to be going here."
I'm going to assume Rodgers goes there and he's going to drop 400 passing yards on the Jets just out of pure angst. Teenage angst.
All right. I'll also have them losing to the Seahawks. They'll win against the Patriots.
I'm going to have them drop the Patriots game.
They
get pure Mike Tomlin shenanigans. They're going to drop it against the Patriots.
They'll lose against the Vikings. They'll win against Green Bay and Indy. They'll lose to the Chargers. They'll lose to the Bears and the Bills. They'll win against Miami, and they're going to get absolutely demolished by the Lions.
Okay, I'm going to have the Steelers beat Green Bay
Mhm.
and beat the Colts, but lose to the Chargers.
Mhm.
Which, let's see, did I miss any other ones? I don't think so.
You
No, I didn't.
you got the Bears, Bills, and the Lions, and the
Right.
Dolphins.
Okay, and so I'm gonna have the Steelers beat the Bears, the Bills beat the Steelers. I'm going to have the Lions beat the Steelers. I'm gonna have the Steelers beat the Dolphins. Barely.
Yeah, because it's at home and it's like in December. You know that's not going to work. But
Yeah.
that means for the first time in Mike Tomlin's career, he'll have a losing record. 7-10 for me.
You have them 7-10. I have them 10-7.
I have them 7-10 because I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be there. I know you're on the assumption that he will be, but there's nothing to say he is.
I have them winning
And
the
you know-
division at 10-7.
I'll say I got the Ravens winning at 10-7, but anyways, like the thing is, like, what are you going to do? Like, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't show up, who do you got? Mason
I kind of
Rudolph?
want to do another division just because that was fun.
Well, let's see. North, South, East, West. Do you want to do the AFC South next then?
Yeah, that one we could even speed run because I know the Colts aren't going to do too much.
All right. Well,
Oh, I've been waiting. Last year, I spent so much time and care on Jacksonville's season, and I believed in them so hard. I've been so ready to do Jacksonville.
all right, but starting with the Colts in the AFC South, they're going to stumble out the gate. Lose to Miami, lose to the Broncos, lose to the Titans, lose to the Rams.
I'm going to have them beat the Dolphins in week 1. Stun them. Lose to the Broncos.
I have to remind you that Indianapolis Colts have never won a home opener in 13 years.
They're going to break the streak. I'm going to have the Raiders beat the Colts. I'm going to have the Cardinals beat the Colts. And then I'm going to have the Colts beat the Chargers.
Okay. Colts will beat the Raiders. They'll beat the Cardinals. They'll lose against the Chargers. Tennessee will sweep them.
Tennessee sweep. I'm going to have the Colts win at home against the Titans. I won't be that mean.
All right.
Which leaves us to the Dirty Birds. The Colts beating the Dirty Birds.
Yes. For my own sanity.
I actually see it.
Now week 12.
The Falcons didn't improve their team all that much.
They didn't. But week 12, they've done this before.
Ain't no way, dude. There ain't no way.
I'm calling it. There's going to be some Matt Ryan magical There's going to be some magical thing that happens and the Colts will beat the Chiefs. All right.
I would love to see it. That's all I got to say. I would love to see it.
All right. Texans. I
have the Texans winning.
They'll win against the Jags. Seattle will win.
I have Jacksonville sweeping, actually.
Oh, Lord. All right. San Fran. Jags will win. Indy will beat the Texans in the last week. Which means
I have the
oh, go ahead.
Colts
I'm an idiot.
ending
Sorry.
on. I have the Colts ending on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game losing streak.
Good grief.
I have them going 4-13.
I have them going 6-11.
You're probably closer than what it actually is, but that would be wild if they went 4-13. If I was right about that, holy.
Okay. So Colts, Jags. So you said you were high on the Jags.
I was high last year on the Jags.
And what?
But I have them. I this year, I have them more as a dark horse. They're not a playoff candidate, but they're an upset candidate.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think that they're a lot better than what they showed last year. but
Well,
I don't know what to expect
We know
from them.
they are. Like, we all know they could be better than what they are.
It's just, will they execute? That's the thing. Is last year it was just a fucking nightmare for the
Well, I
Jacksonville
hope somebody
Jaguars.
gets executed on the Jags, and he happens to be the head coach.
All right, so we're doing Jacksonville next, correct?
Yes.
Right,
Carolina will win week 1. I'm just calling that right now.
I've already have it clicked. I already had it clicked. I was going to say we're gonna start out. I just said that the Jacksonville Jaguars will sweep the Colts, but I'm gonna have them lose to the Panthers week 1. Just
All right.
get absolutely demolished. Then I
Week
have
3
them beating the Bengals.
Yeah, week 3. I think they still want a little bit of payback for what they did to Trevor Lawrence. So I have them blasting the Texans.
I have Texans winning.
I mean, it's also in Duval, so
yeah, I can see them winning.
All right, they'll lose against
I have
San
them
Fran.
going. I have them going into San Fran and winning.
Seriously?
At least right now. Yeah. I have them going into San Fran and winning. I'm not very high on San Fran this year.
Well, neither am I, but they're still a respectable team.
Yeah. All right, I have them losing to Kansas City. I can't do it.
Oops. They'll win against Seattle because I think Sam Darnold has one of those games. They'll lose against the Rams.
Yeah.
They'll lose against the Raiders. Texans will steal a game against them.
I have them beating the Raiders.
Chargers will.
I'm going to have the Texans sweep them.
Mm-hmm. Chargers will win. Cardinals will win. The Jags will steal a game from the Titans. They'll beat the Jets. They'll beat the Broncos.
Agreed.
And the Titans will sweep them.
I have the Broncos winning that one.
Or not the Titans will sweep them, but the Titans will split the series.
Am I missing a game? I am. Okay. So I have them going 9-8.
I have them going 7-10.
They finish out the season from. I have the them beating the Raiders. I have the Texans beating them and sweeping them in the series. I have the Chargers beating the Jaguars. I have the Cardinals beating the Jaguars. Then I have Jacksonville winning 3 in a row, beating Tennessee, the Colts, then the Jets. Then I have the Broncos winning against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then I have Jacksonville finishing the sweep on the Colts and then finishing the sweep on Tennessee. I have them going 4-2 in the division, and that carries them to a 9-8 record.
Well, I got them going 7-10, so not the worst season they've ever had. But up next, we got the Texans. Oh boy, Stroud with no offensive line. I wonder how that's going to go. Lose against the Rams. Lose against the Bucs.
Yeah, opening.
Lose against the Titans in the first 3 weeks, and they go 1-3 to start the year. Or 1-4 because Baltimore's here.
Yeah, I have them beating Tennessee, so they're going to start 0-2.
Oh wait, shit, they're 0-5 for me. Never mind.
You have them starting 0-5?
Apparently.
I have them going 2-3 to start the season.
All right, they'll win against the Seattle, lose against San Fran, win against Denver. They'll win against the Jags. They'll split the series with the Titans. They'll upset the Bills because that's usually what happens. Kansas City will beat them. They'll beat the Cardinals. They'll lose against the Raiders. Lose against the Chargers.
All right, I have the Texans beating the Seahawks but losing to the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
I have them beating the Broncos, then beating the Jags, of course, and then beating Tennessee, then falling to the Bills. I have them beating the Colts. I have them losing to Kansas City. I have them losing to the Cardinals. And then I have them beating the Raiders and the Chargers beating them for them to finish with a 9-8 record too.
I got them. So I got both them and the Jags at 7-10.
I have the Texans are 9-8. It's 6-0 in the division. I have them sweeping the division.
Well, that's a guaranteed playoff spot for them.
Yeah,
I don't understand why you got them sweeping the division, though.
The only team I think could beat them is Jacksonville. The Titans, I mean, they got Cam Ward, but like,
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Titans, week
all
1, I
right,
think
well,
they'll make a statement and win against the Broncos. They'll drop to the Rams.
you know what? I agree with that.
They'll lose to the
I'm
Cardinals.
rolling with that.
They'll beat the Raiders. They'll beat New England. They'll lose against the Chargers. Lose against Seattle. Win against San Fran. And in an upset, they will win against Kansas City, but drop to the Saints.
I have them beating. I have them. I have them losing to the Cardinals. I have them losing to the Raiders, beating the Patriots, losing to the Chargers. I have them beating the Seattle in an upset,
Mhm.
and then I have them beating the Browns. And then I have San Fran winning. I have Kansas City beating the Tennessee Titans. I have the Titans beating the Saints, which ends them at 6-11.
All right. They're 9-8 for me. I can see
You're a
that.
lot higher on the Titans than me.
Cam Ward does a lot to improve the offense already. The only thing is that they can't. The only thing is that you're going to have a Zach Taylor experience with the Titans, except Brian Callahan is even less qualified to be a coach.
Yeah,
So like Cam
I mean
Ward,
they are a better
like
team.
they're going to make it
but
because Cam Ward's doing the heavy lifting.
I would like to see Tennessee go 9-8, but I'm thinking a little bit more realistically and having them go 6-11.
I gotcha. But that is this week's record predictions. We did one more team than we thought we would do. So
But we went pretty fast.
we
so.
did. But
Which to recap, what was your NFC or AFC North records?
AFC North, Ravens at 10-7, Bengals at 8-9, Steelers at 7-10, Browns at 5-12.
All right. I have the Steelers at 10-7, Ravens at 10-7, Bengals 9-8, and the Browns 3-14.
That tracks. And for the AFC South, I got the Titans at 9-8, the Texans and Jags both at 7-10, and the Colts at 6-11.
I have both the Texans and the Jaguars at 9-8, and then I have the Titans 6-11, and the Colts 4-13.
All right.
I have 3 teams that are 9-8. But I see them all going 9-8. I mean, like Bengals, Texans, Jaguars, those are all 9-8 teams right there, man.
Well, with that being done, it is now time for the news. So first things first, this is one bit of NFL news that actually came out that was, relatively talk-worthy. Derrick Henry got a 2-year extension for $30 million.
I mean, he earned it.
He did. And according to things I've read, that is the largest extension for a running back who's past the age of 30.
I would say that he is the best running back that's ever been past 30, so.
Because there's rarely anybody who's lasted past 30, unless your name is Frank Gore or Adrian Peterson.
And Adrian Peterson was terrible after his 30.
I know. Frank Gore just kept going, though.
I cannot wait. I really want them to go deep with Derrick Henry.
Seeing what Jim Harbaugh did with the Chargers, I wish he actually went to the Chargers instead of the Bengals or the Ravens.
The Chargers have no identity right now. I mean, they were like running the ball was their identity, but then they let the 2 running backs go, didn't they?
Well, I mean, I think J.K. Dobbins got hurt because they were both on 1-year deals. They were stopgaps. So I think they're still power run. It's just that they're evolving with a younger running back core.
Let's see what their player roster is currently.
Mm-hmm.
Who's their running back?
O'Marion Hampton.
Najee Harris too.
So there's still
Wait, they have okay.
so there's still a running team.
Okay, so they got some people there.
They just reloaded at the position. That's it.
Najee Harris, that's actually a really good signing because I mean
the man runs.
If you look,
the man runs like he has tight jeans on.
He's slow, but the thing is he was on the Steelers with that weak ass run offense that they had.
You can blame Matt Canada for a lot of things.
Oh yeah, Matt Canada sucked. All right, well, other sports news. I hadn't even heard of this until you brought this up, or in the news thing, the Akron ban.
Yeah,
hadn't even heard of it before.
The Akron Zips, NCAA Division I. They are decent in basketball, but they sucked in football for the past 2 decades. They got ruled that they are ineligible for postseason play because of their academics.
That's great.
It's not
like they're going to be in the postseason.
It's like you're rubbing salt in the wound. They never make it to the postseason anyway. At that point, you might as well just fold up the entire sports program for the university and just say, "Oh yeah, we're only academics." But even but according to what they got, that's probably not going to work either.
All right. On to basketball.
All right. Yes. So we had a couple of eliminations this week, didn't we?
We did.
Well, let's
start with the least interesting.
No, we got to start with cinema first.
You can start with cinema?
We got to start with cinema first. The Pacers completely obliterated the Cavs in a 4-1 in the series. That was amazing to watch.
Can I just say, Donovan Mitchell, please leave and go somewhere else. Please, because you were the only person that showed up in that series. Donovan Mitchell, you do not deserve to be there. I swear, go anywhere. Go to the Pistons. Go to the
go to the Pistons.
Anywhere but the Lakers, dude.
Yeah, no, the Lakers are the fucking trophy wife that everybody abuses.
Oh man, Donovan Mitchell, the Cavs do not deserve you. That was one of the craziest series I've seen in a long time, though. Like watching those games. Oh god, and then dude, what was it, the game 3 where they won by 20, where they were up 60 to 39 or something. They're up 69 to 39 or something like that. Oh my gosh, I watching those games was insane. The Pacers, I won't underestimate you guys again. Cavaliers, you're frauds. You're fucking frauds. It's the worst fraudulent number 1 seed I've seen since the Utah Jazz back with Rudy Gobert. You know that one?
I don't think I was paying attention to basketball at that point in time.
Rudy Gobert and the Jazz made it to the 1 seed and then got their shit kicked in because their entire game was built for the regular season. Like, they were not built for postseason play at all. And I can't remember what team. Was it the Nuggets they went against? Long story short, they could not do anything. They had a great defense, and their defense fell apart because Rudy Gobert is really good against some teams, but really bad against others. And so they didn't have enough perimeter defenders, and so they just lost. They got their asses kicked. But I think this Cavaliers one's worse. I think, like, this one, the Cavaliers were supposed to be. They were supposed to be good in the postseason. They have defenders everywhere. They have players. And I know they had some injuries, but, like, there's no excuse for that. The Pacers just were better. They looked like the 1 seed. The Pacers looked like the 1 seed.
I know, and I'm not complaining. That was like, I love seeing these lower teams that nobody gives anybody credit to completely going out and smashing people.
Oh, yeah.
It is such a satisfying thing to see.
So our less interesting elimination was the pitiful Steph Curry-less Warriors losing to the Timberwolves.
Oh, Lord almighty. That was also...
With no Steph Curry, it was just sad to watch. It was not even worth watching.
Yeah, no, I don't even think I put in one watch of that entire series since it's been on.
The one thing that the Timberwolves have now is the Thunder is, if they don't win this game and they make it go to 7, the Thunder will have a lot less rest than the Timberwolves. So that is one advantage the Timberwolves have.
Well, I mean, if we win against Denver, we still got a couple of days rest because it will be at home to start off with the series.
So I wouldn't be worried about the Thunder unless they screw around and lose Game 6.
I mean, if we lose Game 6, then it's Game 7 in OKC. Like, it still works.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, the Timberwolves will be waiting and have extra time to prepare.
Yeah, that's true. But not off of NBA
you
stuff.
can just assume the Knicks are going to be moving on.
Yeah, because there's still one bit of NBA news, and I'm pretty sure most people have heard it already. But Jason Tatum, he got kind of the death sentence as far as injuries for a basketball player is concerned. He tore his Achilles.
It's been a nightmare for me as a Duke fan this week. Between Cooper Flag and Jason Tatum, it has been a nightmare for someone who likes to follow Duke players into the NBA. It has been a nightmare week.
Yeah,
Jason Tatum he'll be out till the next playoffs.
Yeah, like a torn Achilles, that's already a bad injury to try and come back from. Like, we see it in football all the time, and people can't come back from it. It's just like it's not going to be optimal. But if you're in a game like basketball where you have to constantly move, that is going to be painful recovery.
And you think about it too, the Celtics are going to run out of money. This might be the last chance that they had to win a championship with the currently constructed roster.
Yeah. Hey, anybody, if you're listening if you're with the Celtics organization, can we get Kristaps Porzingis? Thank you.
He hasn't been playing good this series.
I don't care. I love Tingus Pingus.
I think the Knicks should get him back. That'd be funny.
That would be hilarious. Full circle moment. But
I didn't even think about that. Kristaps Porzingis has got to lose to the Knicks. I didn't even think about that. That's kind of...
All right. We got one more bit of NBA moves before we move on to another thing. The
God.
Mavericks, this makes me think that the lotto is rigged.
Everybody thinks the lotto's rigged now.
The Mavericks, with a 1.2% chance of getting the first overall pick and making the playoffs as flawed as they were, got the number 1 pick in the draft. Make it make sense. How can somebody be that goddamn lucky?
Yeah, so we have the Hornets, my team. We picked at 6 last year, 2 in 2023, 13 in 2022. Back when we picked a LaMelo Ball, we had 3. We have not had a number 1 overall pick.
Also, I would like to mention that OKC got fucked out of a top 6 pick because the Philadelphia 76ers whenever we did a trade for him, I don't remember what the trade was. We got a first round pick from him that was top 6 protected. They got pick number 6. So I'm a little bit bitter.
The fucking Hornets have not had a number 1 overall pick since 1991. And they have been bad forever. I don't know how some of these teams did not get it. And they had a 14% chance to the 1%.
The Wizards only won 14 games?
Yeah, we had the same odds as the Wizards. It was the Hornets and the Wizards had the highest odds.
And yet the team that made the playoffs got it. Flawed team construction or not, after they traded the Russian flop master, but...
can I just say the 76ers should just dump all of their assets? Just get rid of Embiid for nothing. Just get rid of everybody.
Yeah.
Just clean house.
You're not doing anything.
You have the number 3 overall pick this year. Trade it, do whatever. Just you're done. You're done. There ain't no way they're competing with the Pacers or the Pistons or the Knicks or the Celtics. Hell, even the Magic. The Magic looked pretty bad in their series against Boston, but they've been on the upswing. I would put the 76ers along with the Heat. Like they're barely a play-in team, if not worse, when they're healthy. And Joel Embiid is a fraud. He's one of the most fraudulent players.
We know he's
ever.
a fraud. He's up there with James Harden as far as fraudulence is concerned.
He might be worse. He's been to the conference final once.
Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons.
Oh my God, Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is the champion of. He would be like me. I'd play hard enough to get a $20 million contract and then like,
fall off.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. $20 million, that's enough. But yeah, Thunder Timberwolves. I think that's gonna. If it is the Thunder Timberwolves, I don't think it'll be a very good series. I think the Thunder's just.
Well, I mean,
if we do win it, matchup.
If we do win it, it's gonna be like 4-2.
I'd agree with that. If the Nuggets go, I think it'll be cinema. But I don't expect the Nuggets getting past the Thunder. They have to win 2 in a row against the Thunder. But Knicks Pacers is going to be cinema. Yeah. The Knicks have had multiple games where they come back and win, and the Pacers are like, dude, I love the Pacers. They get out and run a lot. They really fast pace, really good shooters. Pacers Thunder would be cinema in the finals, though. That would feed families. That would be the best championship we've had. I know you're a Thunder fan, but I wouldn't even be mad if the Pacers beat my team.
I can't be mad either.
That would be. It wouldn't even be mad, dude. You could not get mad. I think the Thunder would be favorited for sure, but if the Pacers managed to win a title this year, it would be one of the coolest stories in the last 15 years for basketball for me. Yeah. Cooper fucking Flag goes to the Mavericks. We're not fucking talking about it any more than that. I'm just
and the Mavericks have already said
should have been to the Hornets.
The Mavericks already said they're not trading the pick.
Yeah, I know, because they wanted Cooper Flag and they traded Luka to get him. Cooper Flag, please just refuse to play there. Just refuse to play there.
Well, we got.
I'd rather you go to the 76ers.
Well, I wanted to talk about the Baltimore Orioles and the Tigers, but Jurassic suggested that he just dropped the Orioles entirely.
I was in the middle of watching them lose 3 in a row to the Minnesota Twins. One in a doubleheader that went back to back.
Yeah, thanks a lot, because you made Minnesota get a 10-win streak that they don't deserve.
We are 15-27. We are 15-27, and
yeah. Meanwhile, the Tigers are the exact opposite. We're 29-15, and we've been stealing games left and right that we had no business stealing.
The fucking Minnesota Twins are 9-14 in away games, and they went 3-0 against us and won two away games. We gave them 2 free away game wins. God, look. Okay, can I just bring this up? I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it.
Talk about it.
They lost 4-0. They lost 8-6. They lost 6-3. They lost 7-3. They lost 5-2. They lost 4-1, 5-2, 5-2. Lost 9-1. We lost. So we now have lost. We now have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then one of them was postponed. We lost 6 in a row to the Twins in a span of a month.
Yeah.
We dropped 6 games to the Twins. We gave them 6 wins. Minnesota is 24-20 right now. They are only over 500 is because the Baltimore Orioles have dropped every game to them.
I also got to talk about this. Javi Baez, where was this play during the entirety of your contract? What magic did he ingest before the season?
Okay, where's your team?
He's batting over 300, and he's belted a go-ahead home run in 2 games so far in the past week. Where has this play been since we signed you to that contract? I'm glad it's popping up now, but where has it been? I gotta know.
Your player's best ERA is 2.67. Our best is 3.08.
Yeah, and also,
oh my god. Detroit Tigers have 71 strikeouts. Orioles have 34. That's their leading pitcher. My god.
I also like to mention that Spencer Torkelson has 11 home runs on the year, and everybody likes to keep sucking off Aaron Judge because he has 14 on the year. Tork is only 3 back from leading the league. Or not the league, but the AL. So.
Our best on-base percentage is 0.335, and yours is 0.37. Our best RBI is 25, and you have someone with 34. Let's see. What's the power rankings for MLB look like?
I think
we looked at it last week.
If I remember correctly, it's Dodgers 1 because of fucking course, Mets 2nd, and the Tigers are 3rd.
Yep. Padres are 4th, Yankees 5th, Phillies 6th. The Cubs are 7th. They should be way higher. I've been watching them play a lot. They look so good.
Lovable losers at it again.
Let's see. I just got to keep scrolling. 24, man.
So, can you tell us where the Rockies are on that list? Wait, we already know. What?
When they have half of the wins the White Sox have.
How are you any worse than the White Sox? How the fuck do you manage that?
They lost to the Padres 21-0 on Saturday. What? They're at a 6. They have a minus 134 run differential.
134?
What?
The season's barely started.
What? Dude, Rockies fans are in hell.
They're making last year's White Sox look like they could have won a World Series.
As SDS, you have to bring this up on your. You have to bring this up on the screen. You have to bring this up. Look at the stats. Look at the team leaders. Go to the Rockies. I just sent it to you.
I know.
Go
to
stats.
Hold on.
And then pitching.
Hold on. Oh my god!
Look at the pitchers. An ERA of 6 is their best. That is their best player. That's so good. You can't even make that up, bro. That is awful.
That is
Rockies
Joey
fans,
Wentz starting pitching. That is awful.
That's their best
just
pitcher. That's their best one.
Just to
What the fuck?
just to clarify, Joey Wentz was a guy we thought could be a starting pitcher in Detroit, and he went on to have almost an 8-point-something ERA for the season. But that guy is the lowest pitching they got.
That is the best player. That is the best player they have. Is a 6.15.
That is awful.
Dude, okay, so they have a couple that have less than a certain number of games playing that are lower. But there's a guy who's played 5 games and has an ERA of 12.
Oh my god.
They have a guy who has 8 starts with an ERA of 8.27. What the fuck is happening in Colorado?
They're high. That's what's happening.
Okay, so they have a starting pitcher with an ERA of 4.75, but he's only played 6 games this year.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, dude. It's fucking, that's the one that they showcased. 6.15. That is
Oh my
awful,
god. And their leading guy had 35 strikeouts.
Jesus, that is awful, dude. That is awful.
I just need to know, who loses to this? Who are the 7 people who've lost to the Rockies so far? Fucking
They
Tampa
lost
Bay.
to Tampa Bay, the Athletics.
Tampa Bay, Oakland, Milwaukee, Washington,
San Fran,
Atlanta,
and
and San Fran, San Diego. That is embarrassing.
Dude,
And what's the mark?
Oh
Hold
my
on.
God.
It's 126. That's the losses you need.
Yeah.
White Sox record 2024. All right, so when they eclipse 41 games, they're not White Sox territory, but right now they're on pace.
Yeah, they're on pace. They have a 19% win percentage. How many games there are? How many games are there in the season?
100 something. But hold on, the win percentage you're looking for the White Sox
Let's say
is
120 games.
.253. If it's
Yeah, so they have a
.253 or lower, it is just as bad or
They have a
worse.
19%. They have a 19% win percentage, bro.
Jesus.
Dude,
They are
that
on
made
pace
my
to
day watching the Rockies. That made my day seeing that fucking 6 ERA on the stat.
It made you feel less bad about being an Orioles fan.
Not really, because we're just in the we're in the purgatory of like we were supposed to be good, but it's just a lost season, and you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
But the Tigers look like they could win at least one playoff series.
Well, I mean, if we did it last year against Houston, we could surely do it again.
The problem is who you guys are going to face in the playoffs. There are a lot of good teams this year.
My guess would probably be, because if we stay on top of the AL, we'd be the number one, right?
Yeah.
Do number ones have to play first, or?
You guys lost all 3 games to the Dodgers.
Yeah, because I'm just accounting that the first week jitters, because we did go into extra bases in that second one.
And most recently, though, you swept Boston, so that's nice.
Yeah, we stole some games that we should have lost. Thank you, Javi Baez. Never thought I'd be saying that in my life.
Dude, the Baltimore game, you had a chance to go 4-0 against them. Oh my lord.
Oh. But that is all the news we have, and that means that is the end of episode 32 of Battle for the Bay. That's it. If you guys enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe down below, click the bell to get notifications of when uploads happen. Next episode will be out in a couple of weeks. I have a trip next week that I will not be here to record an episode for, so a couple of weeks you'll see AFC, let's say East for now. Predictions and whatever news pops up in the next couple of weeks. So, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we will see you guys next time. See ya.
Peace.